Hey guys, what's up? This is Fang slash VA here, coming at you with a very unique video. I actually have never done a video like this on the channel ever, especially when it comes to concerts and all that. But I figured this will be a good first one, considering the fact that there's not that much footage from this tour because of them
The
banning
no,
phones, which
the no phone rule.
yeah, which did cause some controversy. But in all honesty, we'll get more into that. But anyways, here with me is of course my partner in crime,
Oh,
the Mizuki Rivendell.
oh, whoa.
So obviously this was your second concert overall.
Yep, but it was my first Ghost concert.
That's true. And the first ritual, which is what ghost concerts are called. They're called
Yeah, they're
rituals.
called ritual. It was my first ritual.
They are very, very important. That is normally when you go from being a fan to becoming a fan.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah,
get what I
yeah,
mean
yeah.
with
I
that?
get what you mean with that. Yeah.
Ghost songs are meant to be heard live. They are one of those bands that sound better live.
Yeah. Can attest to this, dear Lord.
So this is just going to be a overall ghost video with some concert stuff also mixed in as well, because obviously there's a lot to talk about. This might be a longer video, which that's fine. Um, I don't really care. This is going to be a fun video. Um, so I think since I'm the host of this little video, I think before we get into my history with the band,
Oh,
how did you get into Ghost?
you. Quite
Yeah,
literally, you.
yeah, yeah. And just so people know, I got into a lot of people into Ghost. I got so many people into them. A lot of the ones that are into them are still into them to this day.
Yosh. Uh,
One of my buddies, go on.
oh, I was gonna say you got me into it like right around as soon as they was doing like the switch between Papa 3 and
No,
no, wait,
I
was
got
it
you into
near the
them.
end of it or near the beginning? I
No,
forgot.
I got you into them soon after I saw Ghost the first time.
Okay, so it was okay. Never mind. My bad. Continue. I forgot.
So so technically I got you into them during the middle
I
of
mean,
Papa 3's reign.
yeah.
Um but one of my good buddies, uh Justin, not the Justin that you
Not
all
the
are
red
probably,
panda.
yeah, not the Elite Fighters, Bardock and the Elite Fighters, something like that.
Yeah, completely different, Justin.
This is a completely different Justin, and he's seen Ghost several times, even more times than I have. I got my brother-in-law into them. I got my parents into them. Well, with my parents, they never got like fully into them, but they did like them. Um, yeah, I got so many people into
You
them.
got a lot of people into that.
So obviously, this is where me and you kind of have a little bit of kinship, a little bit, because I got into Ghost during the middle of Pop 2.
Yeah.
I got into them around the time that their first ever cover EP came out, which was "If You Have Ghosts." And just so a lot of you newer fans don't know, the ones that got into them during the prequel, Impera, the current run. don't know is that
Skeletor.
what?
I was saying the name of the album.
Ghost was a totally different animal back then. They weren't playing arenas yet. I know that during prequel they didn't start out playing arenas until much later during that run. But they didn't start playing. They weren't playing arenas. They were during the time that I got into them. They were still open up for people, but they were also starting to headline their own stuff too. And obviously, that album has a lot of fanfare songs. Year Zero being one of them.
Yeah.
Monster Squad, which the fact that they freaking took that song out of the set list for so long is freaking blasphemy. I'm not gonna sing the Save Nice lyrics. I'm so tempted to. No, screw it. Blasphemy, heresy. That's basically what they call it by taking the song out. And obviously, there's other songs on the album that has become life staples. Goulet Zombie Queen, Body and Blood. Adulterine actually they started playing that during the prequel era, which shocked the living heck out of me because I'm like, oh my god, I don't think they ever played this live with when Alpha and Omega was in the band. I don't think I need to do my research on it. There might be a little insert. There might. They did or not.
Yep.
I know they attempted to play Deaths of Satan's Eyes, but I don't think if they played that one song during Alpha and Omega's time in the band.
Dang.
But so no, I totally get it. Like, that first time getting into Ghost is like magical because you want to just consume everything.
Yeah.
I remember. But anyways, I'm gonna ask you more questions before I start explaining this. Because after all, this is more about you than me in this video.
I know, but still.
No, obviously, I think I already know this question because this is a lot of this particular character of the Ghost lore is a lot of people's favorite.
Oh god.
Who's your favorite Papa and why?
Oh. Now you see until we get to know more behind Papa 5, like the current one, I'm gonna put him down on second right now, but there's two tied for first.
And who's that?
Papa 3 and Papa 4.
When it comes to Papa 4,
yeah, he's
Twinkle
a Toes.
Twinkle Toes, as what Papa Neil calls him.
Yes.
Twinkle Toes.
Yes, Twinkle Toes. He's a fucking goober. Okay, you can't blame me on that one.
No. I'm picking on you.
I know.
Those are some excellent choices. Now that has me curious on what your ranking of the Papa is. I might actually ask you that question during this video.
My rankings?
Yeah.
All number 1.
No. What?
No. I like all the Papas though.
That's fair, but it's okay to rank them too. Just saying.
I know, but I don't think I'd be able to rank them.
I'm sure that you'd be able to.
Oh no, we'll see.
What's your favorite album?
Let's see, when you first got me into it, I think my favorite album was the, at the current time.
Meliora.
Yeah, was Meliora. Currently, My answer to that question currently, yes.
You know, you make this very hard. I love you, but
I'm not
freaking
making
heck,
it hard. I like all the albums.
I'm picking on you. I'm picking on my. Just so people know, I pick on her about this. I pick on her all the time. The fact that
I have a
she
hard
is
time picking
unable to pick
favorite stuff.
favorites.
I have a hard time picking favorites half the time. I get Babe picks on me for
Okay,
it.
so let me just phrase this out this way. If you were stranded on an island and you could only bring one ghost album with you, which one would that be?
Ooh. Either Meliora or Impera.
Oh, those are actually some excellent choices. Both albums are freaking amazing. I'm still trying to I'm still trying to process the new one to see where I would particularly
Put
rank it.
Skeletora.
All right. Now for the biggie.
Oh no. Oh no.
Who's your favorite name was Ghoul?
Can I say two?
That's fine.
Alpha and Omega.
I was half expecting you to say Dewdrop and Phantom, or Dewdrop and the previous one that Phantom took over for.
Aether?
Yeah, Ether number 3
Yeah.
and Phantom.
No, it's Alpha and Omega. Trust me, I love all the other nameless goals too. It's just Alpha and Omega though.
Don't worry, I'll be fanboying about them once it gets to me. So now we're gonna get to me.
Let's go.
So you can take the reins of answering me questions.
Well, I'm gonna pretty much ask you, I guess, in the sense the same ones you asked me, since it would only be fair.
That's fair.
Yeah, you're okay. So I already know the answer to this question, but the audience doesn't. Favorite Papa?
2.
See, I already knew the answer to this question.
Ironically enough, with a certain theory, there's a chance that my boy might have became relevant again to the lore. Please, I'm sorry, but
this is why we need a chapter 22.
Oh my god, Papa 5's mask looks identical to the one mask on the album cover.
This is why we need a chapter 22. We need more lore.
And he's also a bit more serious on stage too, like Papa 2 was too.
I know, especially for that one clip you saw earlier today.
That was hilarious.
For context, if anybody wants to know, go to the Ghost YouTube channel. You'll see. Anyway, your favorite album. Since I know you'll be able to pick one, unlike me.
You know what? I think my answer will always be the same, and it's Infestissimum.
Oh, that's a good album.
Ironically enough, much like Metallica, it was the second album that got me into the band fully.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh my gosh. Okay. Your favorite name of schools?
Alright, so
I know the answer to this question as well.
Let me just say this. Seeing Dewdrop and Phantom and Rain and the Ghoulettes, I wish I could have saw Swiss live, but it is what it is.
Swiss was such a gremlin.
He's a goober.
He's a goober gremlin.
I mean this in no disrespect to any of them. They are fantastic musicians.
Mm-hmm.
The Ghoulettes sing like angels.
And they had their own musical talents.
Mm-hmm. I have the utmost respect for all of them. However, in my opinion, even to this day, Dewdrop might be a better guitar player than these two other gentlemen I'm about ready to name. However, if it wasn't for these two, Dewdrop and Phantom wouldn't have a job. I mean, quite literally, because of that lawsuit, and then
Quite,
that whole controversy of
yeah.
like Omega being fired or he left. It's that whole typical thing of one source says this while the other source says that, but it's Alpha and Omega. Like, I'm sorry, I will never apologize for still saying that they're my favorite ghouls, and I have the honor of seeing them live.
I'm glad you got to see them
Now,
live.
now, if people want to know my favorite recent ghouls, it's Dewdrop and it's Phantom.
You know, I'm surprised. I thought Sato would be on there.
Dewdrop is Sato.
Oh, I
He goes by
forgot.
2 different
I
nicknames.
forgot he goes by 2 different nicknames. Uh. Oopsie daisy.
No matter what band I'm a fan of, I'm always going to identify with the guitar player because I'm not a guitar player.
And you
Anyways,
heavily
continue.
identify with Alpha and Omega.
Yep.
How did you get into Ghost?
Okay, so this is going to be a bit of a loaded question, but buckle up.
Well, as the
Well,
reporter said in the video today, we like loaded questions.
true. So there was a show that was on MTV Classic, then known as VH1 Classic, called That Metal Show.
Oh,
And there was a set.
Oh, I remember that show.
And there was a segment of them recommending albums or bands. And most of the time they would always put new ones on or some, old band that they just discovered or they want to really, recommend to people. And the guy named Jim Florentine, he recommended Opus Eponymous, and he explained it as being like a cross between Merciful Fate and Blue Oyster Cult. Now, obviously, as Ghost fans know, it's very hard to characterize them, because their albums, even though that they sound, like Ghost, they're all totally different beasts. One album is more piano driven. One album is more metal. One album is more, 80s. It's their albums are very diverse. One Ghost album is not the same as the previous one or the one after it. But when I first saw that episode, I forgot about it until Shrine 13, when we were kind of going through a bit of a dark period here, because my dad had retired early, and we were dealing with some, typical stuff in life,
Yeah.
financial struggles and all that. And I saw that episode again, checked them out, and I first saw the video of when Papa 1 gives the mic over to Papa 2. And it's still on their Ghost, and it's still on the Ghost YouTube page to this day.
You would just have to scroll pretty far down to possibly find it.
RB, just search.
Or Papa, that too.
Or search Papa Emeritus 2 first appearance. And I was memorized by them. Of course, this is a typical story that you hear sometimes with Ghost fans, especially back then. The one thing that I had a hard time getting past was the vocals a little bit, because they were totally different. But then I binged. So the first ghost song I ever heard was technically Genesis, because that video starts off
Oh.
with the end of Genesis, and then they go straight into Secular Haze. And of course, I was really watching what the guitar players were doing.
Yes.
And I, I listened to other albums, and then for that Christmas, and you Ghost fans are gonna like this. For Christmas, I got Infested on CD, and I still have my copy of it,
Hey, let's go.
and I played the living crap out of it.
Okay.
Now, what's interesting is that I ended up getting Infested Mom for Christmas on vinyl later on.
What? Well, dang. Irony on that one.
And ever since then, I've just been a fan, and I've been trying to, my mission was to introduce people to this band because that's how much I loved them, and I saw legit potential. Like, I knew they were going to become big. They just had something about them, and I was right. So I can gladly say I'm one of the millions, trillions, billions of people that helped them get to the point that they're at now. Yes, a lot of the guys in the band are no longer a part of it. The only one there now is Tobias, which, well, I'm not going to comment too much on the lawsuit and all that. However, I do have some strong opinions about some of the things that both sides have said about the other, and so does Apollo, apparently, because Apollo is sleeping. But no, seeing the Ghost concert that we did, it was like, that was when it hit me like, holy crap, this is no longer my little secret.
Well, you helped them get to where they are now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Not only that, we got everybody that was there got thanked for that too.
Yeah, and so ever since then, I'm still trying to get people into them because I want them to be bigger. As arrogant as it sounds, I want them to be as big as Kiss and Metallica. And I think they could. They're on the right track.
Oh, yeah.
Because, as we learned from Oz's passing, all of our heroes are not getting any younger.
This is true.
But yeah, that's how I got into Ghost.
That's cool how you got into Ghost, and I do remember that show because my curiosity would get the better of me as growing up, and I would check out channels I wasn't supposed to growing up.
Wait, the music channels were not allowed to be played in?
It depended on what they were playing at the time.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And me being me, I was like, well, I wonder what else he's played besides what you know. Curiosity got the better of me.
Yeah. And then you saw that metal show, and you were like, yeah, and you're probably like, what's metal? What's this? What's that?
Oh, I was so confused.
Were you scared of it a little bit?
No, I was just confused.
That's fair. So, I guess the next point is let's jump straight into the concert we saw.
Oh, God.
So she comes up that Friday morning, and we went to get lunch, and then we started heading up to where we saw them.
Yes.
And we stopped at a couple places to shop before we left. Well, before we headed to the venue, and well, unfortunately, I wish we were a little bit sooner because we missed 5 songs because of merch lines. But apparently, in the Ghost group, people were saying that there was already merch being sold out, even at the start of it.
That's crazy.
And I haven't needed to get a 2X tour concert shirt for a long time. So when we got there, we had trouble finding our seats because at that point the lights are off. It's
kind of hard to see, but
crowded.
Luckily the security people was very nice about it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And as it turns out, there was people in our seats.
Yeah, because they thought we weren't coming.
Wait, was that it?
Yeah. That's what she said when they got up to move. Well, anyways.
That's a lame ass of a reason.
Yeah.
So at that point they were playing "Call Me Little Sunshine," and I have my handy dandy phone here so this way I can.
I was about to say, I know you have the set list there.
I have the set list for both shows that I went to. Actually, I'm gonna flex a little bit.
Yo, you gonna flex on your 2016 show you went to?
Yep.
You bitch.
So they open up with Peacefield,
which we heard.
The second one that I can't name starts with an L.
Oh, Lacrima?
Yeah.
Yeah, they started with that one.
Lacrima, which we could hear that. Spirit.
We heard that one.
Per Espera, Ad, and Furry.
And we heard that one too.
Now, this one is a heavy hitter. Because I've never heard the song live. Ever. Only on freaking YouTube. They played freaking Elizabeth.
Yeah, they played that live, and we heard that as we was getting merch.
And I'm sure that you probably saw my look on my face when I heard that.
Yeah, you was like, I saw that look, and you was like, oh my God, they're playing. we was like, hurry up, line, we want to get in there.
And then by the time they got in there, they were playing "Call Me Little Sunshine," which they just started that.
Yeah.
Then we got in, and it was cool because V was like up in the air singing.
So he was on a fucking pedestal.
Mm-hmm.
Quite literally.
Which I'm sure that made Frata and Imperator Party Pingle Toes very happy.
Considering how salty he is right now, I don't think he would be. I don't think he would be happy about that.
And then they played, which "Call Me Little Sunshine" is the closest song on Impera that is like Older Ghost.
Oh yeah.
And then they played "The Future Is a Foreign Land."
Good song.
And they changed the lyrics to where, "Let us pray for more." Instead of being 2024, they said 2034.
Yeah.
And because of the state we in, he did say something.
He did say some things.
which I'm not gonna sit here and argue with those words he said. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
I um. Then they play Devil Church into Cerise.
Which, oh,
And then they played Darkness at the Heart of My Love.
love. That was such a good
Runs
song,
cold,
and that is also the
runs
song at
deep.
the end where I dropped my phone baggie.
Yeah, because you tried to do the heart thing like the Goulettes.
It was cute how she did it, okay?
I mean, the Goulettes are pretty freaking cute.
I know, and then the fact that she did it at the end, I said, ah.
Then they play Saint Anais, which
The
I sang the
couple
whole
and-
set.
I did too. The couple in front of us was really into it.
I think that's why I got so into the concert, because keep in mind, I'm a freaking empath. I can feel people's energy, and in that place,
There
felt
was
good.
so many people hyped there. It was
there was
good.
so much positivity
Yeah.
and fun, and it was so, oh my god. And then they
It was
played
great.
Prime Mover.
Huh.
And I remember, because I looked at you, and I was like, oh my god, they're playing Prime Mover.
I remember that.
And then, of course, they played Umbra, which Papa 5 brought up the cowbell.
And everybody was cheering for him bringing up the
Mhm.
cowbell.
And then he hands it to the newer Goulette, which
She knows how to
I'm
play
keep-
that cowbell and sway.
yeah,
That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying on that.
yeah. Well, let's move on. We won't make this weird. And then they played Year Zero, and then 5 came out wearing his frickin' Papa outfit.
Yeah. Yours.
And
God.
there's so much flames, and
The
And I
pyrotechnics
didn't-
for that and for my artist brain during that was like, oh, this. I liked how they did it. It was really cool.
then they played He Is.
Yeah.
Then they played Rats.
Which I will also say, with every song that was played, everybody was singing the songs.
Mm-hmm.
That place was rumbling loudly because of that.
Mm-hmm. And then they played Kiss the Go-Go.
A very good song.
Mummy Dust.
We ain't talking about that one. We are not talking
Oh, yes,
about
we are.
that.
Yes,
we
we
are
are.
not
Yes,
talking
we are.
about
Yes, we
that.
are. We
'Cause
have
as
to.
soon as I heard the intro, like the first few notes they started playing, as soon as I heard that, I looked at Babe and looked at the stage, and I'm just sitting here going, oh my god, they're playing the song! Oh dear lord!
Me, smug aspirin.
You had a smug ass grin because you knew I would be witnessing a thing that Papa does on stage when he sings this song live!
Now, once we're done talking about the set list, I'll go into the set list from the show, and I'll explain. I'm going to make a bit of a hot take. I'm going to be making a freaking hot take. And then they played Monsters Clock. I'll get back to that one. And then they played Mary on a Cross.
Yep.
That sounded so good. Dance Macabre, which is our song.
Yeah, which kind of almost made me cry.
Aw. And then they ended it with Square Hammer.
Yep.
And that was it. And I do know I'm going to be seeing them again on the next time they come around the States. I've already
Yeah.
decided I'm probably gonna start sending money back so I can afford even better tickets.
Maybe premium tickets that we were down in the pit.
Uh, yeah, yeah. I want to be right up in front.
I get the funniest. I get the funniest feeling. Like, the experience up in the place where we were is cool, but I would imagine being up front. There is a completely different experience.
Hmm. I will say this: being on the floor during the AC/DC concert was definitely a lot cooler than being up in the stands.
Oh,
Um, so now we're gonna travel back to May
2016.
19th, 2016. Of course, the one difference is that they would always start their songs off with Mask Ball. Ghost, bring that back, please. Thank you. Um, then they played Spirit as their first song. Then they played From the Pinnacle to the Pit. Then they played Stand By Him. Yes, babe, I got to hear Stand By Him live. And Pinnacle.
Damn.
Now, the one thing I do miss the uh about the Air Ghoul that I saw was that he would add something during the beginning part of Stand By Him. With he would play these keyboard notes that goes do 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 do, and then finally the main riff would kick in from Alpha and Omega. Then after the,
Oh.
then after that they played Con Clavi Con Dio, Her Espera Ad and Furry, Body and Blood, Devil Church, Cerise, Year Zero. He is Absolution, Mummy Dust. They did a they did a acoustic cover of If You Have Ghost.
Ooh, an acoustic. Ooh.
Yeah, because in 2015 they were going to different music record stores and different like radio stations
Okay.
and doing acoustic. Um, which they kind of brought that back for 2018. Um, with the current ghouls at the time. Then they played Goulet Zombie Queen, Rich Rogue, and Monsters Clock as the song that ends the whole show. Now, I've told so many people this about my opinion about this little thing. I understand Square Hammer is a fan favorite. Totally fine. Yes, it should be played at every concert. Agree. But it shouldn't be the last song. Monsters Clock, to me, will always be the definitive final song that Ghost will play. It is their Paradise City. It is their Rock and Roll All Night.
Yush.
If I was in charge of the set list, Monsters Clock would be played right after Square Hammer. Now, here's the thing: am I glad they brought that song back? Yes. I would rather have it be back than them not play it at all. I'm just saying my opinion. Square Hammer is not final song status.
That's understandable on that one, hun.
And if people disagree with me, that's fine. Keep in mind, you guys, I'm a old school Ghost fan. I've been with them. I've been a fan of them almost as long as the people that got into them during the Papa One days, during the Opus Eponymous days. So there are certain traditions that I wish they would continue.
Yush.
But we'll see what happens in the future. Now, if I have to say which show's better between the two, it's like comparing apples and oranges, because it's like I cannot pick, because again, I got the thing that I saw Alpha and Omega live.
Yeah, you got to see those two live.
If I recall, I believe I was one of the. I think the show I went to was like one of the very last, either second last or third last before Omega left.
Yeah.
But I didn't see them in 2017 because trust me, I wasn't going to be seeing that lineup, because to this day, I have a strong. I'm not gonna sit here and say I dislike the Ghoul that replaced Alpha for that tour, but all I'm gonna say is that they started playing some of the songs a little bit differently, like per Aspera. Instead of doing the straight up downstroking, they would automatically kick into that which gave it this looser feel. But I noticed on this recent tour, they've been playing it like how it should be.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes.
It's like, yes, finally.
But overall, I'm looking forward to seeing them again. I'm looking forward to see whatever they do next. Of course, I'm always like, I'm ready for another chapter. I'm wondering if there's going to be like a live show based on this tour. I do wonder if they're going to be putting out a live album.
We just want more Ghosts.
Yes, because after all, if you have a Ghost, you have everything.
Exactly.
So with that said, would you want to see Ghost again?
Yes. I loved my first show, so I wouldn't mind seeing them a second time.
I wouldn't mind seeing them a third time.
And this time we'll be more prepared.
Yeah, this time we'll be more prepared. But yeah, you guys, that's it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Like I said, if you all want to check out Ghost, definitely do so.
They have a lot of their music on YouTube, but you can also see them on Spotify and Apple Music too.
Or better yet, if you have a record player,
you can get all their albums. Get their vinyls.
Which I still need one more of theirs. Like when it comes to their main releases.
Which one is it?
The soundtrack to the frickin' movie.
Oh yeah, it's that one. Fog.
And I also gotta get me the Blu-ray of the movie too.
Double Fog.
And then after that, it's gonna be hard because I gotta get all the singles, which means I gotta get the expensive as all heck Elizabeth single.
Yeah, I was about to say. Well, we'll get to that road when we get there.
Yep. Well, yeah, you guys, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe and hit the bell button. And as always, we'll see you all in the next video. Later, guys.
Bye-bye.